Hello and welcome to another AEW Weekly review. You'll notice that my usual partner, FroggyHippie, isn't here with me today. She is dealing with a family situation and won't be able to participate for a little while. We're going to dive right into it, though. This was a very fun week of Dynamite following the Grand Slam event they had down in Sydney, Australia. The show started with some pre-show interviews between Mina, Willow, and Bane. They're all three a part of a four-way match later on for the TBS Championship, including in that is Marina Shafir. They also had a pre-tape interview between Kenny and Swerve, behind the pre-show thing that they like to do, building up for their match in the main event of Dynamite. They had a backstage interview before the first match with Orange Cassidy. He was scheduled for a match teaming with Roderick Strong against, not exactly too sure, but with Roddy choosing to not want to work with the conglomeration, Orange had to bring in another member of the conglomerate. Big Tom is back in AEW. Tomohiro Ishii. I love that big man. The Stone Pitbull is so fun. I enjoy watching him. They got into match number 1, a Continental Championship Eliminator match. Jon Moxley put the title shot up for Mark Davis to try and get. Yuta came out with Moxley. He's hiding in a beanie and a hoodie the entire time. Commentary makes sure to mention that it was Moxley that screwed over Davis and Doyle when they were previously challenging for FTR for the World Tag Team Championships, which is what led to this match happening. They started out trading arm locks and control before Moxley gets just trucked by Davis. Moxley tried to use the power on Davis, but yeah, Davis is just too big of a fucking boy. Davis was controlling the match outside until he went to throw a big fucking punch, and Moxley dodged out of the way. Davis punches the ring post, and he comes up with blood on his hand. The commentary is bringing out how, like, oh man, he really fucked his hand. He broke his hand, but you kind of watch throughout the rest of the show, and he's pushing up off the mat with his hand, and yeah. Moxley targets the hand, though. He bites it. He stomps on it on the steps. They call the 10 minutes remaining. Davis tried for his big run back and forth lariat thing that he does. Misses it. Moxley winds up getting a bulldog choke in on Davis and taps Davis out. It was a pretty good match. I really enjoyed it. I like Mark Davis a lot. I'm happy to see him getting singles matches and getting focused that way. That was a fun one. I gave it 3.5 stars. Hopefully they keep giving Davis some more singles action. They had a post-match from last week with Hangman after his win over Andrade. He was warning MJF that if he survived Brody that night, that Hangman was coming to end him at Revolution. And then FTR came out before the commercial break so that they could stand out there and get yelled at by the crowd for a minute and a half during the commercials. Gotta love cats. See here. Dax says that the Bucks are second place to them, their usual bullcrap. Stokely is upset because the Bucks shook hands with their opponents after the three-way match to get the number 1 contendership. And that just shows that the Bucks are soft and whatnot. But it's just Stokely being a regular bitch. The Bucks sneak in from the back. They give super kicks to FTR from behind. And then double super kick on Stokely. Now, apparently the TV broadcast and the HBO broadcast that we had here all cut the actual kick of Stokely. Apparently the international feed or somebody did manage to have it just clean come out, but for some reason they cut away from the kick. I'm guessing it's got to do with the fact that Stokely's in a wheelchair and it just looks bad. But it's wrestling. Stokely's been in a wheelchair for like 4 fucking months now. He's not actually hurt. We all know. It's just a weird camera choice to not let us have that. Everybody wanted it. But after that, the Bucks make the challenge for Revolution since they're the number 1 contenders. I got the Bucks going over there. You're going to be in Los Angeles, their home turf. I've got them going over. Come on out of here. Nope. Okay. See, we had another post-match from last week with Brody, who was very upset. Brody King was pissed that he lost. But he's gotten a taste now for that singles championship, and he wants it. So he is going to find the biggest and baddest person and fight them next week, February 25th, to continue and get back on the path of World Championship. Match number 2, the 4-way TBS Championship match. Marina Shafir, Megan Bayne, Mina Shirakawa, and Willow Nightingale. This was fun. Willow and Shafir started teamed up with each other like they have been. They went after both of the faces during this right off to try and get their advantage locked in. Willow lands spine busters on everybody to power up, but she can't get the pinfall. It gets broken up. Bayne and Shafir finally have started trading blows. Mina got laid out in the ring. Bayne tried to jump into the ring to go after the pinfall, and Shafir pulled her back out. So they started trading blows outside, and Bayne powerbombed Shafir through the ringside announcer's table to take her out of the match. And while that was going on, she gets back in. Willow got her up into a avalanche German from the top. Mina hits the back fist and tries to lock in a figure 4 then on Willow. But Willow rolls Mina up, gets her twisted up into a pinning predicament, and gets the 3. It's good to see Willow getting the win, keeping her title. I was kind of worried when they were throwing it into a 4-way match on this that they were going to pull the title off her and we'd have another short reign. But they did a good job. I gave this 3 stars. I thought it was a good, fun-paced match. It's good to see Marina and Bayne and Shafir finally trading back and forth. I want to see them go against each other. I think Bayne is one of the few people whose power can actually counteract the ruthlessness of fucking Shafir. So that'll be fun to see if they continue to expand that. Bayne's group already has a new member with Lana Cross coming in last week. So they don't need Shafir in there anymore for a trio. Ooh, we had a video package recapping Grand Slam. Just a whole run through ahead of Hangman and MJF's face-off with no physicality allowed. I kind of like when they do these face-offs. This one felt a little bit long, but there was enough going on that it worked. MJF says that he hates everything about Hangman, every bit of it. He hates the fact that the fans love him and chant cowboy shit. He cannot stand Hangman at all. And Max thinks that Hangman is conflicted right now going into this match because his friends are fighting each other and he's already had and lost the title twice, and he doesn't think that Hangman has the confidence to go for the title a 3rd time. Plus, I guess MJF's birthday is either the 13th or the 15th of next month, so he thinks he's going to have a nice birthday present in keeping his title. Hangman's response, though, was really good. Hangman says that MJF got lucky to collect the spoils of better men. And then Hangman says that he doesn't hate MJF because of his taking of shortcuts and doing all the bull crap that he does. He hates MJF because he sees himself. The extreme passion and loyalty to the company, the willingness to do whatever they can to get that championship. he sees a lot of himself in it, and that makes Hangman hate him because he sees what he was in MJF. Hangman says that he wants this match between them, since they've gone back and forth now for a while. He wants this one to be a significant match and wants MJF to pick a stipulation. But MJF refuses to. So Hangman decides to up the ante. He's calling for Texas Death, and he adds to it that he will put on the Cody stipulation. If he loses the match, he will never challenge for the AEW Men's World Heavyweight Championship again. As soon as I heard him say it, I'm like, fuck, you're making the Cody step. At least he worded it better than Cody did, because Cody can come back. Cody said that he would never challenge for the AEW Championship. But that wasn't ever again in his career, like Hangman said. Cody left has come. When Cody comes back, I expect him to challenge for the World Championship. I'm hoping we can get Cody back maybe while MJF is still champion, so that we can have that feud, because that would be the best. But I don't want to see Hangman lose in a match to MJF and not be able to challenge again for the championship. That would suck. MJF, though, like, he agrees, but he says that he's going to take some time to decide on his half of the stipulation, which, okay, I guess Hangman made 2 stips in there with Texas Death and the Cody stip, but we'll see what it is. It's probably going to be something like, oh, they'll take 10 lashings. It tends to be fucking MJF's favorite thing to make a opponent go through before they get their match. 10 lashings, go face Nick Gage from GCW and get cut with a pizza cutter. You know, some stupid hoop to jump through. Maybe this will be MJF bringing back Wardlow, but Wardlow is in Don Callis' family. MJF did defend his world title at House of Glory over the weekend, too. He defended it against Zilla Fatu, a member of the Samoan Dynasty family. Post-match, he shook his hand, gave him a lot of credit, and gave him his flowers. Possibility, maybe we're bringing Zilla Fatu into AEW. That would be a cool heavy, but like MJF has gone through a lot of heavy hitters at this point in order to keep his titles. So we'll see what happens. I'm kind of curious what MJF's decision stip is going to be on this. See, they had a backstage segment with the Death Riders. They were all wanting to get a little bit of chatty time in. Moxley says he doesn't like wolves. He prefers coyotes because they're meaner scavengers. Pac is challenging the Don Callis family for a match on Saturday to a fight. And then Moxley comes back around to make the challenge to Takeshita for Revolution. No time limit on the Continental Championship match. It's how it should be. Their match last week that went to the time limit was fucking fantastic. Holy crap, that made me happy. I can't wait to watch that one go all the way. Then we head into match number 3 of Dynamite. OC and Tomohiro Ishii versus Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors. I did not have major expectations going into this match, mainly because there's really no story other than Orange and Roderick and the conglomeration story thing falling apart. I really don't see them. They said the commentary is talking that there's more of a feud now between Gabe Kidd and OC that's been building up with Darby being gone. But this is another one of those matches. Ishii comes in, looks great. Kidd and Connor control throughout the start of it. They use their familiarity with Ishii from New Japan to kind of get the best of him there. Ishii and Kidd trade some open hand face slaps that are just fucking mean. Ishii drops with a bad hip when Connor goes to set up for a running clothesline. Orange was outside dealing with Gabe Kidd getting attacked when Darby comes out of the crowd and hits Kidd with his skateboard and then takes him off through the crowd without the ref seeing. Again, Darby doing the I'm going to attack from the outside shit like fucking a Death Rider. You know what they say, you fight it for long enough, you become it. Orange gets back in, nails the orange punch on Connors, and then Ishii hits a big brain buster on Connors to get him the win. I gave it a 2. I wasn't that very happy about it. Post-match, Alexander and the Don Callis family accepted the challenge from the Death Riders. Don Callis came out and talked to for a bit to build up his stable. They had a video from Hook. Hook, you got to work on the fucking promo, bro. That was rough and static and very rigid in how you said it. You said the same thing over again. Basically, Hook is the one in charge now. Joe's gone. Hook's in charge. So his first order of business is he needs to recruit. So Shibata is overseas handling the recruitment process. He's handling the domestic recruitment process. Oh, come on. I want to see you go back after that fucking pure title. I wanted to see you and somebody trading a championship back and forth. Give me a fucking series of matches with somebody. Go find someone to give me a series of matches against. Don't do this fucking faction shit. You don't need a fucking faction. You're a fucking second generational talent and you're very fucking good. You don't need to have a fucking army to go out there and win your fucking matches for you. Just go find somebody. Who is the pure champion right now in Ring of Honor? Get that title back on fucking TV. Show us just how ruthless you can be and make every single guy waste all of their rope breaks and bring back that title to TV for us. Yeah. I love Hook. I really do. And I love his daddy so much. Taz is probably one of my top 3 favorite wrestlers of all time. And yeah, it just sucks that he's off there not really having anything right now to do. Let's see here. Match number 4. The Brawling Birds making their Dynamite debut against Viva Van and Becca. Windsor started this off for her team, showing off the power, showing off her strength. She is looking really good. The Brawling Birds got some good looking outfit too. They wearing the Union Jack colors, so they at least did the one thing that Froggy definitely wants them to always do, and that's get your King outfits in order and get your colors matching. So Becca came in off the hot tag. She actually showed some really good agility coming in. I've seen Viva Van a few times as a worker on AEW. I don't remember seeing Becca that many times. So she got in and actually was able to get some of her stuff in before getting double teamed by the Birds. They finished with their new the Brawling Birds finished with their new move, their finishing move. 2 birds, 1 stone. Pretty good. I mean, it's a strong finishing move. I like it. It's good to have Hayter and Windsor on TV, getting their TV time again. Windsor definitely needed a partner to help get her familiarized with the AEW fans. Like, I understand she's a big name overseas. When she came in, I had no idea who she was. So it was good to pair her with somebody that had established themselves and that, as a fan, I enjoyed seeing. And they've got some pretty good chemistry. Their 2-on-1 offense was looking good and tight. So let's see how that goes with them in the women's tag division. I did give their match, though, only a 2. It was very short. It was a jobber build match. Renee with Statlander and Thunder Rosa backstage. Statlander is not cleared for 2 more weeks. But Thunder Rosa has finally gotten cleared from her neck and back injuries that she had, and she wants a shot at the new champion. She doesn't care when, she doesn't care how, she wants to get back in the ring and get a shot at the champion. See here, and then we are to the penultimate match on the show. Kevin Knight versus the Beast Mordos. This match was made as Knight and Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey were coming out. They said that if LFI or if Mordos gets the win for this, LFI will get a shot at the Trios Champions the upcoming Saturday at Collision. Beast may be big. This is a big guy. God damn, does he move. His tornado over the top rope looks so goddamn pretty. How tight he keeps himself in that for his spiral on. He managed to keep up with Knight's speed, Knight's agility throughout this. I mean, the Beast's strength was outlasting Kevin Knight's endurance. They got down to it until Kevin was finally able to scurry up some offense, get the Beast dropped with a pendulum DDT, and then get up to the top and hit the UFO splash. I gave it a 2 because I was wanting to see more offense out of Beast. Beast is just so fun. I love the guy. But yeah, it felt short. I was kind of sad that they didn't get that LFI didn't get the title shot, because they're a faction that could definitely use more TV time. I know that they've kind of been absorbed partially into Don Callis' family, but I think they could stand on their own. Getting them their own title shot would help. But see, they did another. They really are loving these fucking video packages from Ospreay. Will, we love you. We want you back, but stop fucking teasing us. I'm starting to think, though, with the number of video packages that they're doing, we're probably going to see Will come back at Revolution here in a month or two. I mean, I wouldn't have expected them to start putting out packages like this and building the excitement for Will's return this early if they were going to hold it off and have him come out at Dynasty. So my hope of having Ospreay's return at a pay-per-view that I'm going to be at might be dashed, but hopefully here at Revolution we're getting him back. They had a backstage with The Demand, Ricochet, Gates of Agony, since LFI didn't get the shot, and GOA has victories over Jet Speed. They're calling for it and demanding a shot against Jet Set Radio for the Trios Championship at Collision. And as they turn to go into their dressing room, there is a knife in their dressing room door and sign. A clear sign from Jack Perry. He's not finished with Ricochet, and that will continue. On to the main event. Oh, this fucking main event. Kenny Omega versus Swerve. They start out trading shoulder tackles and slaps. They go outside and Swerve starts taking advantage outside. Omega tosses Swerve over the barricade and then goes to do a jump and turn onto the barricade so he can moonsault back onto Swerve. But when he lands, he slips off, and fortunately he landed on his feet, stabilized, goes, oh, chop! Immediately hits a fucking couple of good chops on Swerve to reset, and then jumps up and hits the moonsault. Kenny has the momentum coming back from the commercial break, gets a few pinning attempts in, hikes up the green overalls, hits some of the favorites. Swerve hits a comeback as they go out onto the apron. Viciously just starts slamming Kenny's head on the apron outside, down the turnbuckles on the outside, and then he picks him up looking for like a vertebreaker on the apron, but Kenny manages to force his way out of it. And then Kenny manages to get a Snapdragon after fighting out of that. Kenny fights to they get back up on the apron again, and Kenny is fighting to try and get a German on Swerve down to the floor in the entrance area. And he finally gets it, but Swerve flips and lands on his feet. Kenny goes straight to the ground, just hard. Swerve does this thing where he rolls over and then grabs the arm, rolls him up, and brings him up and nails him with another suplex outside. And then as Kenny's getting thrown back in, getting back in the ring, Swerve goes up onto the corner and hit a 450 splash onto Kenny's back. That only got them the 2 count. Omega sets up for an Avalanche Dragon and hits that. That only gets a 2 count. Swerve is laid down, like crouched down in the corner, holding his shoulder, hurt. As Kenny does a run around to set up to come in for a V-trigger. And as Kenny is coming in for the V-trigger, Swerve grabs and pulls referee Aubrey Edwards in. And she eats the V-trigger so good. Yeah. I don't like that they hit Aubrey. I like Aubrey a lot. She's my favorite of the refs. Aubrey and then Bryce and then Mike Knox. Like that's my order on them. Yeah, Aubrey gets nailed and she is down the rest of this match. Kenny tries for a one-winged angel. It gets escaped. Kenny gets hit with a house call from Swerve, but of course there's no ref, so that does nothing. Swerve then nails the big Swerve stomp to Kenny out on the apron, catapults him underneath into the crossbar of the turnbuckle on the bottom, so it catches him in the neck, and then hits another stomp on Kenny, which he kicks out of. They finally get another ref in for that cover. Kenny kicks out of the another stomp. They finish it off with a house call and big pressure to finally put Kenny down for the 3. This was a heavy hitting match. Heavy hit. Swerve came in angry. You could tell the way that he carried himself. I don't even think he did the gritty dance during this whole thing. There was no play, no nothing. 4-star match. Really good story. Really good emotion through this. Post-match, Swerve attacks Kenny. Just starts going on him. Chokes him with the chain. Swerve clears out the announcer's desk. Pulls over the steps. And delivers a fucking vertebraker through the table on Kenny. Gets up shouting, I needed this, as the show cuts off the air. So, yeah, Swerve needed to show that he is the most violent and dangerous man in AEW. That was a very, very mean-looking vertebraker on Kenny, and just a mean spot. So I think he might be somewhat cementing that as long as Joe doesn't show back up and take the title. Because as violent as Swerve is, after the buckets of blood that Samoa Joe had during that fucking cage match, I struggle knowing which one is more violent. Overall, Dynamite was an amazing episode. Definitely the carry episode on this. So much fun. They set up some great matches for next week. Set up some good matches for this next show. The February 21st episode of Collision. Started off with the trios tag match that was set up. The Man versus Jet Set Radio. Hangman comes out with his music, then Jet Set comes out with theirs. They don't have a unified entrance yet. But that's fine. They are a thrown together tag team, and it works to kind of just keep it that way. I wouldn't want them to really make a unified, a singular entrance for them. I mean, maybe if you just did it when you only did it when it was that group, but I don't even think they have a set theme song for Jet Set or Jet Speed. I think they just use Kevin Knight's music during that. Anyway, the Demand control this match early on. They isolate Hangman in order to try and maximize their time on him. Jet Speed save Hangman with double drop kicks out of the corners to clear GOA, and that isolates Ricochet in turn, who winds up getting triple offense. There's a little bit of miscommunication. I think they were going for like a trio kick, drop kick or something, but Heyman didn't hit. The other two do. Um, After that, Toa Leoa just. Toa Leoa is a big fucker. He runs people over, and it makes me happy to watch him run people over, and he does that. He trucked everybody outside. Just ran through every single one of them. Speedball finally manages to get a hot tag after Hangman manages to clear out the ring again. Speedball nearly shorts a springboard moonsault off the top rope to the outside onto Ricochet. He barely catches him with his feet and then just comes straight flat down to the fucking ground. It looked so fucking painful. Holy crap. See here. Hangman hits a dead eye on Toa to take him out of this. And then they get a vertebreaker. Ricochet manages to get a vertigo. Hit vertigo on Hangman for a 2 count. Ricochet is then looking to hit the spirit gun to put Hangman away when Jack Perry's music hits and he comes out on the entrance ramp. The commentary is very quick to point out that if Perry goes down there and screws this up, he could cost Jet Set Radio the match. Perry stays up on the entrance, distracts out Ricochet, who winds up getting blasted with the buckshot lariat and gets pinned. So, Jet Set Rodeo retain their title. I gave this a 3-star. Good opening match, fast pace. They set it up on the previous show. They gave it to us. I like that. Thank you. They had a backstage with the Rascals showing off their new merch when FTR decides to come in and complain about the amount of smoke in FTR's dressing room. They start getting into the Rascals' face. They say that they wish the Rascals would have won so that they could kick their ass at Revolution. But the Rascals turn around and go, well, we ain't got nothing tonight. FTR say they ain't going to give out title shots to nobodies who don't have any wins. And they go, well, it doesn't have to be a title shot. It can be an eliminator. So they make the eliminator match for later tonight. Match number 2, Young Bucks versus the Swirl, Blake Christian and Lee Johnson. The Timu, Swerve, and Ospreay. The Swirl tried to get the jump on this early. They jumped him right at the Bucks right at the bell. Really, this was just a match for the Southern California crowd, I think. The Bucks played all the favorites for the crowd. Swirl really didn't get too much offense in throughout this. It ended up with the BTE trigger on, I believe it was Christian, for the Bucks to get the win. 2-star match. I mean, it was probably more enjoyable for people who are big fans of the Bucks, especially the local crowd down there, hometown crowd getting into it. But I prefer the Bucks when they're heels. I think they are better when they are bad guys. They are very fun and enjoyable faces, but the character work that they do as bad guys is better. They had a recap of the Hangman MJF face-off, and then they also recapped what went on at House of Glory with MJF defending against Zilla and then running into Andrade, who came out during his match against Zilla Fatu to prevent MJF from using the title. Even though MJF still won and retained, their interaction after that show was Andrade basically calling out MJF for being a little bitch, going around to the indies to get his title defenses instead of facing any real competition. So, Andrade's still hunting. I like that it was Andrade that went after MJF at this indie show like this. I thought that was a very cool, interesting choice for them to do. Match number 3, the CMLL World Heavyweight Championship is being defended Claudio versus Josh Alexander. This is more of that Don Callis family build-up. Alexander starts jumping Claudio at the bell. They like to jump motherfuckers right at the bell. Claudio regained control pretty quickly, though, because Claudio is just too big. Too damn big. Alexander targeted the leg of Claudio to try and take his base away. Claudio got it tweaked from getting thrown into the ring steps. Even on one leg, Claudio's power, though, is too much for Alexander. He deadlifts him into a side slam, hits the pop-up uppercut, but only gets 2. Claudio also did another fucking insane deadlift on Josh. They called it a certain type of lift, but it was basically a deadlift into a suplex from the ground, and man, Claudio's power is crazy. He finished the match off with the giant swing and then turned that right into a neuralizer. Hit him with it, got the pin. It was a 3-star match. Good, another good title defense for the CMLL champion. I think this is his second or third actual defense. Again, very good match. They had a standby match. Apparently, our first 3 matches went too fast. So Megan Bayne came out to face Becca. Becca could not get pretty much anything in with how strong and vicious Bayne was being. You could tell that she's playing up being angry at something here. Bayne finished this off with her mega bomb, running power bomb from out of the corner. 2-star match. I was hoping to actually see more of Becca's agility, and apparently she's a power lifter too. I was hoping to see some of that power, but yeah, that wasn't going to happen when you're going up against Megan Bayne. They have her as a fucking monster, and they are going to keep her as a monster. They did a recap of the TNT Championship trading hands. Fletcher beating Ciampa and then defending against Briscoe. And then Renee had a backstage with Ciampa. It's been 10 days since he lost his championship. Ciampa wants Kyle. Apparently Kyle did not make the flight back from Australia yet, so when Kyle gets back to the US, Ciampa is coming for him and wants his title. I hope this results in a 3-way dance. These 3 guys need to just keep fighting each other and go after this championship. It will be fun. I want to see the title change hands a lot. I like title changes. They're fun, and your TNT title is your workhorse title. It can move around a lot. Put it on the different workhorses. Let us all enjoy them. Let's see here. Match number 5. The trios match between the Death Riders and the Don Callis family. So, your contingent for Don Callis family was El Clone, Mark Davis, and Takeshita. The Death Riders pulled together Mox, Pac, and Yuta. Yuta came out wearing a beanie and wrestled in his beanie the entire match, even with the crowd chanting for him to take it off. They got to the point where Clone and Pac got in and were trading back and forth. I love watching Clone and Pac wrestle. These 2 guys are fast, they're technical, they move so tight with each other. They can pop a move off so fucking fast that they are so great to wrestle against each other. Mark Davis winds up getting isolated by the Death Riders, gets bulldogged from Moxley, gets put down into a bulldog choke. Takeshita comes in and breaks it up. Moxley tries to double DDT and clothesline, drop a double DDT with Davis and El Clone, but Clone does his handstand out of the impact like he did with Mark Briscoe's Jay Driller when they faced each other. I know that spot is going to start getting more heat if he keeps doing it on major finishing moves like that, but it worked there. I mean, it was a 1-arm DDT. Of course the guy can pop out of it. Davis tried to bring in a chair but Shafir took it away from him, which caused a distraction. He winds up getting taken out. And then Takeshita gets in the ring with Wheeler and hits him with the Raging Fire and gets the pinfall. And then Wheeler quickly rolled out of the ring in order to not have his hat snatched off his head. I only gave this a 3-star because we didn't see Yuta's bald head yet. We all want to see that shaved head, but they are going to hold it from us. I don't know when we're going to get to see it. Sad day. See here, we had a backstage with the Babes of Wrath. They want to know what the deal is with Megan Bayne, Penelope Ford, and Lena Cross. They want to know what they want. Willow is a double champion. She's willing to do double work defending her championships, which is a horrible thing to say because that's how you wind up getting beat for your championships. But she put it out there, so we'll see what happens. I'm betting they'll probably give Lena Cross a TBS championship match here, so we can get her seen, one-on-one to get her familiar with the fans. Match number 6, we got the return of Thunder Rosa versus Julia Hart. I love Julia's entrance music. It is probably one of my favorite songs. Rosa started very aggressive, even chasing Julia outside and around. Catches her outside as she's trying to get back in. Throws her around outside for a little bit. Rosa gets the feet up when Julia went for her moonsault out of the corner. And she finds the Fire Thunder Driver, which didn't look that great. It wasn't... I don't know if Julia just didn't get fully rotated around for the landing on it or what it was. Not the greatest looking Fire Thunder Driver. I gave it a 2-star on it. Tekla came out in the crowd with the microphone to call out Rosa stupid and distract her so that Julia could try to jump her. But Statlander came out and ran her off instead of her being able to get the jump. I don't know where Sky Blue was during this. When the distraction was happening, I was expecting Sky Blue to be the one to come out and do the jump. But Sky apparently didn't make it to the show today. I don't know. They had a backstage segment with Private Party. They were partying it up with a bunch of people. Outrunners, Dalton Castle, Anthony Bowens was back there. They're all partying, and somebody makes a, hey, you know what the one problem is with this right now? You know what the one problem is? Somebody pipes out that there's no women in their group that's partying, and Bowens, yeah, no women! Sorry. Bowens, I love Bowens. That popped me. Thank you, Bowens, for popping me. You make me happy. Go fight Max again. You make me happy when you and Max are fighting. But yeah, they are looking for a match. Private Party wants to get back into the tag team title picture, so they are looking for a match. Then we had Gabe Kidd and Clark Connor come out to the announcer's desk to harass Tony Schiavone and basically say that they're going after Darby and now Orange Cassidy because they can. Then we had 2 more matches set up for Dynamite next week. Mox will be facing El Clone. I don't know if this is a Continental Championship Eliminator match. Personally, I hope it is. I don't want Clone to lose yet to anyone. They still need to be building Clone up until Hologram makes the return. So I would like to see Clone survive this, or this probably wind up being a no contest, just to keep Clone's win-loss record clean. And then they also set up Mark Davis versus Brody King so that Brody can get his biggest, baddest person to fight and continue rebuilding for his next championship shot. On to the final match of Collision. Match number 7. A big show with 7 matches. 2-hour show, 7 matches. Yeah. Let's see how many matches the 3-hour guys wind up putting on their show tomorrow. World Tag Title eliminator match, the Rascals versus FTR. This was fun. Wentz gave Dax some really stiff slaps right at the start of this when they went out. The slap fucking from Wentz actually lays freaking Dax down, lays him out. They go for the high fire flow move onto him, but the knees are up. Good match back and forth. Kind of a little bit jerky. I'm not used to seeing the Rascals and not completely familiar with their offense. And I'm also just not that big of a fan now, really, of how FDR is. Their matches are very formulaic. It gets kind of boring. The Bucks come out and distract Cash and... Yeah, the Bucks come out and distract after Cash attacks Marion Reed, who was standing at ringside, the third member of the Rascals. Oh, yeah, the Rascals were... oh, fuck me. Desmond Xavier and Wentz. Mark Wentz? Yeah. And then Myron Reed was thirding for them on the outside. He gets attacked, and that brought out the Bucks, which basically just distracted Cash to where he was fucking useless. The Rascals dropped Dax in the ring and then hit the high fire flow again to get the pinfall on it. So the Rascals just earned a title shot. The Bucks have the match for Revolution. This was... it didn't feel necessary. The end is an interesting wrinkle in the pay-per-view picture coming up, but I think this is just to really get us another match here. I don't know. Afterward, I gave the match itself a 3. Afterward, GOA came out and jumped everybody. The Bucks came out and try and fight too. FTR and GOA jumped the Bucks family who were at ringside. They pull the Bucks' youngest brother in, and they take him out. Just winds up being a giant brawl at the end to go off the show. They're setting up for stuff, and I think the matches that they set up for Dynamite next week are going to be really good. I am kind of sad that they didn't really set up anything for next Collision on this, but we're in that build-up process. Trying to look up here at my calendar. It's what, 2 weeks out from the next pay-per-view, so we're going to get focused on getting those other matches for the pay-per-view lined up and solidified so that we can get that card. But that does it for the show for this week in AEW. We really do hope that you guys are enjoying these videos. Hopefully, next week we will have Froggy back with us to do the next review. Send your prayers, send your well wishes to her and her family at this time. They're not going to go into much details, but yeah, just send them your best. Hit the like button, leave a comment down below. We'll always get back to anybody that leaves a message. Hope you guys have a wonderful week, and we will see you guys in the next video.